This is President Trump. Smash the like button if you believe that a heel Kofi Kingston would be more interesting than Xavier Woods. We've never seen an edgy Kofi before.
Listen, I'm trying to warn you. You need to be on the right side of history. And here's why. How come people keep saying that Xavier Woods is going to turn on Kofi Kingston? That's too easy. Triple H don't do that, right? Nobody saw Kevin Owens turning on Cody Rhodes. That came out of nowhere. People thought Orton was going to turn on Cody Rhodes first. You see, when you expect something, Triple H don't give it to you when it comes to heel turns. So, why do people think that Woods is going to be the first one to turn heel? That's too easy. That's too simple. You see, you need to dig up some history. Last time I checked, Mr. Woods has his own gaming, nerdy-ass YouTube channel. He acts like a goofball on Up, Up, Down, Down. So how can you take him seriously as a heel if he's on YouTube as a gamer acting like a goofball? You can't take that seriously. So on TV, he's a heel, but on YouTube, he panders to kids. That don't make no sense. That is not how that motherfucking works. So, my choice is it has to be Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston should be the one to turn heel. And people keep talking about, man, I want to see a singles run from Woods. Okay, cool. You can still get that as a good guy. He should be a good guy. He has a nerdy-ass gamer YouTube channel. So, you can't balance that. You can't be a dick on Raw, but on YouTube, he is a goody good guy. Like, nah, bruh, that makes no sense. How about you look at his channel? I rarely see Kofi Kingston on that channel. So yes, that makes sense. You turn Kofi heel. Because Kofi, he's hardly ever on that channel as of late. So it seems like they are trying to plant seeds that Kofi should be the one to turn heel. You can't get away with that. Because Kofi Kingston don't own that channel. So you can move on without Kofi on Up, Up, Down, Down. That makes sense, right? How can Woods be a heel if he's on YouTube interviewing his coworkers, right? Like, that makes no sense. You can't be a heel on YouTube, right? He's a heel wrestler with a gamer channel, and he plays with his coworkers, right? They have fun. His coworkers have a good time on his channel. But how are you a heel, though? Right? So that wouldn't make no sense. That's like saying fuck you to kayfabe. Seriously, that's saying fuck you to kayfabe. You a dick on TV, but on YouTube, you are a good guy? Nah, man, fuck that. Kofi Kingston has to be a heel. He's never been a heel ever in his career. I'm talking about the singles Kofi Kingston, right? I'm not talking about the early New Day. They were borderline heels, but not full-fledged heels. I want to see a heel singles Kofi Kingston, and here's how you book him. You gotta give him a bodyguard. I would give him Omos. I would pair up Kofi Kingston with Omos. Last time I checked, Omos is now fired, so he's still here. It's just Triple H has no plans for him. Okay. How about he should replace Odyssey Jones? Because I think that if Odyssey Jones never got fired, I think Kofi was going to be a heel, and he was going to pair up with Odyssey Jones as his bodyguard. That makes sense. So I would have Omos be the bodyguard for Kofi Kingston as he turns on Mr. Woods. That makes sense. Because Kofi has never been a heel. You see, Kofi is like John Cena, right? Kids don't want to see a heel Kofi Kingston. Just like how kids don't want to see a heel John Cena. That's why John never turned heel after becoming the face of the company. Because kids loved him. Just like Kofi Kingston. Kofi is the most beloved guy out of the New Day. So that makes sense. Kofi has been here, for the past 15 years? And we've never had a heel Kofi Kingston as a singles guy. Why not? Why not give a heel Kofi Kingston a chance? Let's see how that will get over. Because that makes sense. Everything that Xavier Woods did for Kofi Kingston on the road to Kofi Mania, and years later, Kofi turns on him, that makes sense. You see, we will feel sorry for Woods because Woods was the main guy saying Kofi should be a world champion. And then years later, Kofi turns on his best friend, who had his back for the past 10 years. I'm tired of people saying they want to see a heel Woods. No, that's boring because you want to see it too bad. The most awful things are the things that you see coming. The best things are the things that you don't see coming. If you want to see a heel Woods so bad, okay, how can he get over? Because if you like him so much, why the fuck do you want to see him turn heel so bad? If you love Xavier Woods so much, if you are jerking off to a singles run for Woods, okay, cool. He should stay a babyface by that same logic, right? Nobody is talking about a heel Kofi Kingston. That's all people are saying. Oh, Woods, he's going to turn heel on Kofi. Okay, if the whole world is saying it, then that is the definition of anticlimactic. If everybody sees it coming. Because, yes, Woods does have a heel-like attitude, but that is expected. But Kofi don't. Kofi don't have a heel attitude. That's why he's more intriguing. He's more interesting. We've never seen a edgy Kofi. Let's try it out. Okay? Why not try it out? Let's see a edgy heel Kofi Kingston, a dickhead, with Omos as his bodyguard. That makes sense. Give Omos something to do. In fact, man, I wouldn't mind seeing a heel Kofi Kingston versus Cody Rhodes. I wouldn't mind seeing that. That would be very interesting because those guys have history dating back to the Legacy days. So yes, that makes sense. I want to see a heel Kofi Kingston put his ass on SmackDown. That would be very interesting. The reason a heel Xavier Woods wouldn't work out because you want to see it too bad. That's why. You want to see it a little bit too bad, which means he might fail as a heel, right? He might not live up to expectations. But Kofi has zero to lose if he were to turn heel because he is at the later stages of his career, so that makes sense. Let's give Kofi one last run as a top guy. I want to see it. I think Kofi can pull that shit off because if you look at Up, Up, Down, Down, he is a dickhead on that channel. Watch every Kofi video. He's a heel on that channel, which means he has upside. He has potential if he were to be a heel. Kofi has heel-like tendencies on that channel. Kofi has a mouth. Kofi is a goddamn smartass on that channel. So, if you want to see a heel Kofi, just watch Up, Up, Down, Down. He can bring that on TV. Just imagine him and Omos. Man, I think Kofi should be the one to turn on Mr. Woods when the 10-year anniversary comes up regarding the New Day. I think Kofi should be the one to turn on Mr. Woods. I remember back when Big E was active. People were saying that Big E should be the one to turn heel. People were saying Mr. Woods should be the one to turn heel. But nobody ever said Kofi should be a heel. That's what makes it more intriguing and special. He should be the one to turn. And a fun fact, a couple years ago, when Kofi got beaten by Brock Lesnar, guess what? Vince McMahon was going to turn Kofi heel. After that match, he was going to turn on the New Day. But Mr. Woods got hurt. So they had to scrap the idea and they had to pair up Kofi back with Big E. It was a backstage segment on SmackDown. It was the New Day and it was Otis and Tucker Knight. And I think somebody teased Kofi about being squashed by Brock Lesnar. And Kofi was seen crushing a pancake after that was said. You see, they was trying to plant seeds that Kofi was going to snap. That was going to be the feud. That was going to be the angle between him and Woods and Big E. That Kofi was going to snap. Because he took losing to Brock a little too easy. Right, remember? Kofi was not pissed off that he was squashed by Brock. That was going to be the angle. When will Kofi snap? Because he was going to snap. But Woods got injured. So they had to scrap the idea. So yes, they were considering turning Kofi into a heel. But why not now? Do it now. People will not see it coming. Fuck Woods. he should be a good guy. Kofi should be the heel in this angle. Listen, if I'm Triple H, this is how I would book it, right? We are going to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the New Day, right? So I would have Omos just come out of nowhere and just beat the shit out of Xavier Woods. And boom, Omos is now the new bodyguard, the new muscle for Kofi motherfucking Kingston. That's great booking. Let's give Omos something to do, right? So yes, that's my plan. That's my fantasy booking. I would have Omos be paired up with Kofi motherfucking Kingston. Just be honest with yourself. Why would Woods turn heel if he's on up, up, down, down, acting like a goofball with Tyler Breeze, right? So you can't make that make sense, right? He will hurt his feelings. Hell, that would hurt his channel if he were to turn heel. It just makes no sense, man. How can you be a bad guy and you are interviewing people on the roster on your channel? Like, bruh, that's my point. So yes, let's turn Kofi heel, because you can't turn Woods heel if he has up, up, down, down, and he's a good guy. He's a nerdy geek with Tyler Breeze. I'm telling you, watch that channel. How can you hate Woods? You can't. See, it will be hard to dislike Woods if he is a happy-go-lucky good guy on up, up, down, down. So that's my point that I'm trying to make. We got to turn Kofi heel, leave Woods as a good guy. And I'm done.